Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Go To Aesthetics Coach podcast. It's been a minute since I have recorded an episode on here, and I'm so excited to finally be jumping on. My life has been a whirlwind over the last few months in like the best way possible. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I have so much to fill you in on. And I've learned so much along the way on this journey. And oh my gosh, I just want to talk about it and share all the tidbits of like best practices and things I've learned. So I'm going to start with that. And then I'm going to jump into a little bit about creating memberships in either your aesthetic practice or just business in general, because there's a lot of buzz about memberships right now. And I see so much value in these. Especially in like a clinic, because we, over time build up our regular clients, but sometimes money can dip, revenue can dip, clients maybe aren't coming in, maybe, things are happening. So we want to find a way where we can have a consistent, secure amount of recurring revenue, because then we don't have to worry about covering our overhead, and we don't have to worry about consistent sales. Because when we do worry about these things, I always talk about this, but when we do start stressing about all these things, there's a cost opportunity. A cost opportunity is that we start to lose our creative flow because we're so busy worrying about the next month's revenue that we don't get that entrepreneurial creative side to us where we get to have fun with our business, and we get to like think of new things and build on it. In that sense, it's always just like, okay, where's that next dollar coming from? We don't want that. We want to steer away from that, because what makes us powerful entrepreneurs is when we have that creative flow, creative ability, because that's why we really got into this. If you're an entrepreneur, you're creative. So I really always want to like hone it down with my clients, like as to like your why. Like, why did you get into this business? And let's really make that a goal that we're staying in that, because it happens so often where we go into business and we go in for a reason, for our why, what we're passionate about, and then we kind of start getting steered into like this other whirlwind of stress and overwhelm. That's not a fun place to be. Like, that's not why we got into business. We got into business for a reason, so let's like steer it back to that. Okay, but before I like dive deep into that, I want to fill you guys in on like what has been going on in my life, because it's crazy and fun, and I have some things to share, some cool experiences. So I don't even remember where I was at last time I did an episode on here, but I had just left my corporate job. I took a really big leap, leaving a secure six-figure income that I had built up for the last like 12 years of my life, and climbed the corporate ladder and did all things that like I wanted to do. Now it's my next step. I was so scared to make the next step, but I finally just did it. Yay. No regrets, never going back. Well, I'll never say never, but I don't think that's happening. So I just have been having so much fun because I'm doing what I truly want to do. Like, I broke free from doing what I thought I was supposed to do to doing what I actually authentically want to do. And that's where we become our fullest potential. And it's where we find the most happiness in our lives and our business, because it's true and dear to us. In society, it's so easy to be masked and directed into this path that we're supposed to go in because it makes sense, because we avoid the what ifs and the risks and the scary things. But what can happen when we do that is we get later on in life and we're like, what if I did that? Wow, that looks really fun. Look what she's doing. Look what he's doing. Like, I wish I could do something like that. That's what I want to do. Or like, something about what I'm doing right now for the last 7 years of my life doesn't feel as fulfilling. I really wish I could do something different, but no, I can't. Like, I can't go back to school, or I can't, leave and start this thing. Like, I don't even know how to do that. And like, I don't even think I'd make that much money. Like, all these things I hear from the clients, all my clients. And it's like, it's also just so true to my story and my journey. And that's why I want to share about this. And my mission is to help as many entrepreneurs as possible break free from this and live that true, authentic life, and create a business where it really feels meaningful. And with that, we're going to make it really freaking profitable too. That's the goal. That's what we're doing. And that's what we can do. You just need to believe it, with guidance, support, and strategy as the backbone, and then we're going to have so much fun with it too. So that's what I do. Another part of what I'm doing is I'm a fractional COO. So I'm helping founders scale their businesses, which has been really fun. This has been newer to me in the last year. But I'm super passionate about it. It's been so fun and interesting to like dive into people's businesses in a more hands-on approach and really like reflect. Oh, the husband really reflect my experiences and my creative process to evolve a business in a way so that we can just really take things to the next level, but do it in a way that's really out of the box. I'm all about out of the box. I want to do things differently. There's a different way of getting where we want to be. And it's a way that's full of fun. It's a way that's like realizing like, oh my gosh, I can do life and business this way. Why didn't no one tell me this before? Like, like it's like a permission slip to like we can actually do this a different way and it can be successful. And the biggest part to going through this evolution and transition is actually like realizing that we hold the power to make that happen. And what I mean by this is like when you really think about it, like you have the power to make anything possible because like let me give you an example here for myself from my experience. So in a corporate job for many, many years, doing very well, making good money, but always wanting to do my business 100%, but too scared, might not cover my bills. It might fail. Maybe I can't do it. Maybe people are going to think I'm ridiculous. Maybe like, whatever, all the what ifs that our brain can come up with. So I could have been like, yeah, I'm going to listen to all that clutter and just stick in the corporate job and like would have continued doing really great, would be happy, content, still passionate about it, but like never went for it, like never went for the true thing on the other side of all of the what ifs and like what I really want to do. So that's one thing. But then when I took it in my power and I said, no, I'm actually going to go for it, even if everything fails, even if I fall on my face and my company crumbles, even if people think I'm ridiculous, even if I don't make as much money. I didn't care because I wanted to go for it and I wanted to be someone who stands by making shit happen, basically. So I went in on my business. That was me taking the power and going for it. I recreated my future. I recreated the trajectory that I was going on just because I made a simple mindset shift that I can do it instead of what ifs, can't, this, that. No, I can do it and I'm going to do it. If we make this shift in different areas of our life, like there's so many different areas in our life that we can do this, as even aside from business, right? We hold the power to just say, yeah, no, I am actually going to be a millionaire next year. Yeah, no, I'm actually going to travel the world. Yeah, no, I'm going to put my child in private school next year. When you say that and you put the actions forward to do it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say like you have to always believe it 100% because the reality is you may not 100% believe it yet because sometimes it takes actually seeing some of those results happen before you 100% believe it. But what you do have to do is take the actions forward to 100% do it. You're putting it out there. You're saying, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to have. Now, what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actions that I have to take to make that happen? And you just do it. Forget the what ifs. Yes, you might fail. Yes, it may not work out. But what I will tell you is that you will figure it out either way. And most of the time, even if it doesn't work out exactly how you planned, you're going to figure out your way. If you keep following like what's true to you, you're going to figure out your way. Maybe it was a little different than what you imagined, but like you're going to find the right route. It's so much better than staying scared and staying stagnant because of like fear. We don't want to actually live like this. There's going to be so much regret. Life is so beautiful. There's so much opportunity. We have the world at our fingertips. We really, really do. The things people are doing these days is insane. And like, that's the power of being in a community. Having a coach is like, you get exposed to seeing like physically having like it right before your eyes, seeing all these people doing it. And it makes it more believable. So that's what the power of like surrounding your circle with like-minded people, go-getters, like it's so important. If there's people in your life sucking your soul, negative, not on the same place where you want to be for 2025. We're in a new year now. Like, get rid of it. Surround yourself with people that lift you up, that build you up. Get in that room. It's honestly, what has changed my life so much is being a part of these incredible communities with these insane mentors where I have the support to walk through things when I feel like I'm stuck on something, or to reach out to communities where it's like all these people who are like-minded and are going for it in life. Like, it's so powerful, guys. I highly recommend, like, find your place. And if you have never experienced coaching or a group coaching, like a community, I highly recommend you try it out, because you don't know what you don't know. The person that I was 3 years ago is so different than the person I am right now, and it's because I took all these steps. And I want this so bad for everyone. Like, everyone deserves to feel this way, to feel like a weight's been lifted off your shoulder, like you're living your life for you. There's no one to tell you what to do. You're being so true and authentic. And with that, it's like a cleanse of the soul. Like, it's like, oh my God, why didn't I realize like life could be like this before? And it's because of societal norms. That's what it is. But we can break through from these things. And I'm not saying being in a corporate job is bad. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just sharing my story with it. Whatever is really fulfilling, like when you really sit with yourself and reflect what is fulfilling and right for you, and you feel like you're accomplishing everything that you want in your life, then that's what's for you. But just making sure you're being really real with yourself on that. Because there's a lot of people that I've met who are in a place where they're like, wanting to do something else, but they don't know how. Like, they don't know how, and they just don't. They like tell themselves they don't have the capacity to do it. But I know you can. We all do. We all do. It's just maybe we need some help getting there. Maybe we need just to talk. Honestly, talking to someone is so powerful. Sometimes when we're talking to someone, we can really gain clarity on what we want. Doing exercises, to really do some deep reflection. Like, in some of my coaching groups, like, I always like to do like tangible exercises, because those have really worked for me. Like, and I never thought they would, because I never want to do those kind of things. But then when you actually start doing them, it's like you are doing exercises that opens up different parts of your brain, and then you find yourself kind of reflecting on it later, and then all the pieces come together, and you're like, oh my God, that's it. Why didn't I see this before? That's it. That's what I need to do. This is what I want. And then you go for it. And then you're like, okay, action, green light, let's go. Whenever you're scared, it's a green light that you need to go 100% all in on it. That's how you get the true trajectory to growth. It's so fun. Okay. So my life in the last 5 months, since I started just going all in on myself, has been literally my dream life. And the reason I'm like talking about this so much is because I want you to know that you can do it. Back then, even 5 months, like even like 6 months ago, let's say, I didn't think it was actually going to be possible this quickly. And it's like, I spent my whole life, I'm 34 right now, I spent my whole life being like, I want this, daydreaming. I want this life where, oh my God, imagine I could have like my own business and I could make a lot of money and I could work with the most incredible people and I could change lives. I could have an impact. And like, I want to see the world. I want my son to see the world. I want to be an example to my son, that when he goes through life and thinks about things like, can I do it? I want to do this. He's not even going to think about it. He's going to be like, I want this. I'm going for it, because he has an example of someone who's been doing that. And that is like so deep for me, is that I can be that for him. Right. So my life, I've been traveling like every 1 to 2 weeks. I've been going to a new place in the world, and I've created opportunities, okay, that I'm not even gonna say like I never thought was possible, but like seemed far out of reach. Okay. And like, this is actually something that I've done throughout my life. Like, I've had some really big, crazy opportunities. And the biggest secret to this is that when you see like a small glimpse of something that you want, you don't sit and wait for it. You don't just pass it along, be like, yeah, that's like, have a thought of like, oh my God, that would be so fun and exciting. Like, and then just it goes away. No. If you ever get that feeling of excitement, that fire in you about something, grab it and start thinking creatively, like, how am I bringing this to my reality? This is the thing I have done throughout my entire life. And every single time, I'm not even joking, every single time, if I want something, like, I make it happen every single time. I think there's like one time in my life where that didn't happen. But it was for the right, but actually it was just like directed me to the right thing. But what I'm saying is, like, you can make any huge thing happen by just being creative with it, believing in yourself, and you just don't stop until it happens. Okay. Like, that's it. If not everyone is creative, let's say, like, everyone is, but not everyone believes they're creative yet, or they haven't opened that up in themselves yet. Not everyone has the mindset yet where they believe that they can do this or know where to start. That's where a coach can come in handy. And that's where it's really helped me, is having a coach, because you want a coach who believes in you more than you believe in yourself. That's how you get to the next level. That's how you build your dream life. That's how you break free. Okay. Gosh. Yeah. Like, just to share like a few examples, like, just throughout life, like, there's been like little things like, I want to rent this, oh my God, I don't know, house, but there's so many people like bidding on it, but I'm going to get it because I'm going to be doing something creative. I'm going to stand out. I'm going to go full in on it faster than anyone else is. A lot of people take time on things. They know they want it, but like, oh, time, they got time to. No, you go 100%. You go and get it. You got to be hungry and you will get it. 90% of the people out there are not. They're not that hungry enough. But if you are, you always win. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. Gosh, wanting a car, can't afford it, made it happen. Want a job with like an amazing, freaking crazy leader in aesthetics. Never thought it was possible. Made it happen on a silver platter. Wanted to win an award. I won the award. I won 2 awards. Wanted to write a book. I wrote 2 books and I figured out how to publish them. Wanted to start doing coaching, consulting, doing it with like amazing people. Marketing company, did it because I wanted it. It's anything that you want. I wanted to go meet Alex frickin' Hormozy, who is, to me, someone who's insane. Alex and Layla Hormozy. They are like leaders in the marketing space, and they have a net worth more than the founder of McDonald's. Okay. So they scale businesses to like hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And how did I get in the room? How did I do it? Because I believed in myself and I made it happen. It didn't make sense how that happened, but this is like an example as to, like, I saw it, I wanted it, I made it happen. There was a you could win a VIP day with my coach, 25K value, out of, it was over like 700 people. I wanted that and I made it happen, because you just do what you got to do, and you just got to be creative. Like, you just go for it. So a lot of people just don't go for it hard enough. If you make it your freaking mission to get what you want, chances are you are going to get that. And think about that for a second, because, like, think about if you could actually make these things happen. How does that make you feel? Do you start to feel a fire in you? Do you start to get excited? Do you start to feel a little different? Do you start to feel alive again? Imagine always being able to feel like that. You can. So this is why I love this stuff. Oh my God. Okay. So now I have a sip of water. Okay, so now I want to talk about some value for you. So something that you can kind of take home. This applies to someone who owns a medical aesthetic clinic, because I specialize in medical aesthetics, but also for anyone who has a business, because this can also be applied to create recurring revenue. So as I mentioned earlier, memberships have been a buzz, especially in the aesthetic space. And a lot of people are wondering, like, how do I create a membership that's actually going to work, that's actually going to create secure, recurring revenue, and that people are actually going to buy? So I created a course on this, and I'm selling it. It's regularly $4.99. Right now, it's on sale for $199, and I lay down all the goods on how to create a successful membership. And these are with real life, tangible tactics that I've used with real clinics that work. Now, I'm going to give you like a macro level gist on this right now. But if you're feeling like you like what you hear and you want to really take this program and implement it into your business, then I'll put in the show notes. You can just go to my Instagram at kayla.petrusek or at alora.agency. And in the link in bio, you will find it. It's called Mastering Memberships. And what is also included in the actual course is I lay down a whole process with a 30, 60, 90-day plan on how to launch this new membership or change the membership around, launch it so that you bring in a minimum of 10K of sales in the first 90 days. So it just breaks it down nicely for you. Okay, so I'm just going to go to my notes here and we will jump into it. Okay, so why memberships? Because memberships give you an opportunity to create that predictable, stable revenue. A lot of clinics right now, months are up and down, right? For different reasons. But wouldn't it be nice to kind of not have to stress about that? Wouldn't it be nice to, over time build up 50K a month in revenue in just memberships? Like it's possible. You can work your way up there. That would probably make you feel better. Whatever makes you feel better makes you act differently. It makes you show up differently for your business, for yourself, for your family. And, it's all around good. So we want to create that predictable revenue, and we also want to create client loyalty. The whole thing with bringing people into a practice is that we do not want to do one-off treatments. We want to be selling in packages, and we want people there for the long term because that's how they're actually going to see the results that they need to see to come back to talk about you to their family, to their friends. It's just a positive ripple effect. So we can do that with memberships with the way I'm going to show you to do it because we want them on a 1-year commitment, which should not be a big deal because if you're coming into a clinic to get laser facials, hydrofacials, body contour, whatever it is, it's never going to be a short-term goal, a game. It's always a long-term game, just like going to the gym. Like we know that, but our clients don't always know that. So that's on us to actually educate them. And that's a whole other thing, but we need to be making sure that we're educating our clients every single time that they come in. We're building that relationship every time they come in. Take the time to do it. Do not overbook yourself. If you make them feel like an in and out, you're shooting yourself in the foot. It needs to be an experience, not a service. They want to come in, they want to feel special. This is their time. Make yourself different from the next clinic down the block. This is how you're going to do it. Okay, so we also want to overall just increase our bookings. Like we want to get everyone booked, not just ourselves. Something that I see a lot in clinics is that they own it and they know how to market and bring in their clients, but they're having challenges with getting all their staff fully booked. This is a tactic that can help do that. Let's get a nice increase in bookings across the board, and this is going to help with higher revenue. So yeah, and then to share a story of something practical that I implemented. So I implemented helped a clinic create and implement launch a membership program, and within only 2 months, 40 members were paying $199 a month. 40. And we actually got this mostly from warm leads, like people who had already been in the clinic. So it was like an easier sell because they already have that trust with you. And that's almost $8,000 a month in revenue. So imagine like just having that reoccurring. It's really powerful, right? And it's actually not as hard as you think, but there are things that you definitely need to do and implement to make it stick, because it's not just about creating a membership program, putting out there and it's just believing, expecting that it's going to be successful. If that's not the case, there are things that you need to put into place, which I dive deep into in the course, like all the different things that you need, programs to follow, analytics to game plan month over month, depending on how things are performing, and yada, yada. So the next thing, so like the foundations of a great membership. So let's talk about what makes a membership successful. So that's going to be value driven offerings. So it needs to feel irresistible. You need to make something that is just a no brainer for someone to say yes to. It has to be juicy. Okay. Not the typical boring that you see at every clinic, this and that. No, 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 no. We need to, like, with the wording, we need to encapsulate people. We need to have value adds and upsells and just provide the whole picture, the whole experience. A lot of this is going to be the marketing and the copywriting of it. but it's also in how we package it up. So we just need to make it irresistible. It would be impossible to say no to this. It's so good. That's what you have to kind of think about when you're putting this together. And then we want to have strategic pricing. So pricing's important as well. There's different ways that we can do this. You can do this in tiers monthly, or you can do this in a pay in full. So there's different options, and I dive more in depth with that in the course. But just it would create a different trajectory of how the backend systems would work for the membership. So it just kind of depends what you want and like where you're at. And one thing that I do offer for the month of January, if you do end up getting the course, is I'm throwing in a free one-on-one intensive coaching session with me, which is value of $250. And the reason I wanted to do this was for people who are ready to like jump in and put action to their business, like those go-getters who are ready to like, let's do this. I want to incentivize you by adding in this session with me, so that not only do you have the course to launch this program, but you're going to have a intensive session with me so that we can make it more unique to your business. And I get a kind of back end of what's going on. And then we can really just make sure that we're implementing this to your demographic, your audience, and your business, and ensuring it's a success. So we also want to make sure that we have like a clear marketing plan with this, because if your clients don't understand the value, they're not going to sign up. So I'm going to teach you how to create a buzz with pre-launch campaigns, in-clinic promotions, and targeted social media strategies, because it's also important. And as a quick tip, you want to use urgency in these promotions. So an example of this could be offering like a limited time bonus, like a free treatment for the first 10 members who sign up. Like that's actually something that I've implemented with a real clinic recently, and it's working really well. So create urgency, create excitement, get a wait list going before it even launches, because that makes people jump in faster. This strategies work wonders for clinics that I've coached. So let's move on to the next thing. So the next thing is like common mistakes that can happen when we are launching a membership program. So let's be real, there are mistakes, and we don't want to make them when creating this new program that we're launching with, a 10K minimum in 3 months. So here are 3 big ones. You don't want to overcomplicate the offer. Sometimes people can get so in the nitty gritty with it. Like, no, at the end of the day, simplicity is king. We always just want to make this process as simple as possible for the end user. They do not want to read paragraphs and paragraphs. They do not want to have to struggle to hit the pay now button. It just has to be simple. Provide value, provide an offer that's irresistible, that makes no sense not to sign up now, and click and go. Too many options can confuse clients, and that's a big one that I see. So we just want to keep it simple. Another one is ignoring the numbers. So if your pricing doesn't cover your costs, you're going to lose money in the end. And that's obviously not what we want. So in the masterclass, I'm going to show you how to calculate and break your break-even point and your profit margins, so that there's just no room for error. And then last but not least, so neglecting engagement. This is where I see clients where they launch a membership program that has the potential to be so successful, but they neglect it. They neglect the engagement on it. And, a membership isn't set to set and forget. You need to keep the members excited on a continual basis with regular communication, exclusive offers, and top-notch customer service. This involves not just you as the clinic owner, this involves your staff. You have to take the time to involve your staff, to educate your staff, to build the excitement with your staff, and to ensure that they are bringing this to your clients on an everyday basis. They're the ones in the treatment room with them, with the time with them. This is the time that is spent to not only be building the relationship, to not only be differentiating you as an expert with all the things that you offer, but also to have that time with them to really shine light on your unique offerings. And this membership is something that is going to be a unique offering to you, because you're going to create a membership that is going to be different from the clinic down the block through this program. Okay. So I hope that you found these like high level best practices helpful. And I am so excited to hear from you. And if you want to reach out to me, please feel free to just send me a DM on Instagram. Again, I'm going to put my contact details in the show notes. But I hope to see you guys launching some incredible memberships. And again, the whole goal with this is, the number one thing is not because we're increasing our revenue. Yes, of course, that's what we want. And we're always going to bring it down to that. But the most important thing here is that we're creating freedom, time. We're getting rid of the overwhelm and the stress that you have in your business. Because let's be real, as entrepreneurs, it's stressful. 100%. Every month is something new. Okay. This is what we signed up for, but there's things that we can do to help alleviate. There are strategic measures to direct us onto the right path so that it doesn't have to be like that. And trust me, I promise you, there's a way to do this. And I'm living, breathing proof that you can do it. Because I went from being that person working 12, 14 hours days, 7 days a week and feeling like I'm running in a circle. But now I'm finally living a life where it's authentic and free. And I'm in love and passionate with what I do because I'm helping people, I'm being impactful, and I'm helping people change their lives so that they can actually live. That's what I want. Break free to live the life that you deserve, that we all deserve. Okay. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.